In our commitment to support English language learners, we offer a variety of ESL and bilingual education programs tailored to meet diverse language and learning needs. Each program has unique approaches and goals, from English-only instruction to dual language support, offering benefits such as faster English fluency or enhanced bilingual skills. I'm going to highlight specific benefits and considerations to help you choose the most suitable option for your child. There is great diversity within the category of English learners in terms of their linguistic competencies and experiences, immigration trajectories, and educational background. As a result, there is an array of educational models available for the education of English learners. There are two main types of these models. Models that target bilingual education, which focus on the development of the two languages, and models that exclusively target the development of the English language. The TEA Emerging Bilingual Support Division is continuously developing program implementation resources for local education agencies to utilize in providing effective bilingual education and English as a second language programs for emerging bilingual students that meet and exceed state requirements. You may ask, well, what is an emerging bilingual student? And who are our English learners? Well, emerging bilingual students are English language learners. These are students who are continuing to develop their home language while also learning an additional language and who are not yet communicating fluently in English, usually from a background where English is not their first language. In Texas, there are 6 state-approved program models that can be implemented to support emerging bilingual students. It is broken down into 3 program models: Dual Language Immersion Program, Transitional Bilingual Program, and English as a Second Language Program. In the Dual Immersion Program models, we have Dual Language Immersion One Way. This is a bilingual biliteracy program in which students identified as emerging bilingual students are served in both languages and another language and are prepared to meet reclassification criteria in order to be successful in English-only instruction, not earlier than 6 or later than 7 years after the student enrolls in school. What this means is that this is also called a full immersion, or the 90-10, which uses the partner language 90% of the time in the primary grades, usually kindergarten or first grade, and uses English 10% of the time. And then we have the dual immersion two-way. This is a bilingual biliteracy program model in which students identified as emerging bilingual students are integrated with students proficient in English and are served in both English and another language and are prepared to meet reclassification criteria in order to be successful in English-only instruction, not earlier than 6 or later than 7 years after the student enrolls in school. In two-way dual language programs, ideally, half of the class speaks one of the languages taught and the other half speaks the other language taught. At least 50% of instruction is in the language other than English. The program lasts for at least 6 years and does not look to exit students once they attain proficiency in English. Next, we have the transitional bilingual program models. Transitional early exit, a bilingual program in which students identified as emerging bilingual students are served in both English and another language and are prepared to meet reclassification criteria to be successful in English-only instruction, not earlier than 2 or later than 5 years after the student enrolls in school. Students receive instruction in both languages to progress academically and prepare to transfer rapidly to a mainstream classroom with English native speakers. This program can last up to 4 years, from kinder to 3rd grade. Transitional late exit. This is a bilingual program model in which students identified as emerging bilingual students are served in both English and another language and are prepared to meet reclassification to be successful in English-only instruction, not earlier than 6 or later than 7 years after the student enrolls. This program provides a balanced combination of academic instruction in students' first language and English. English language learners' first language serves as a foundation for development of English language skills and later academic knowledge in both languages. The ultimate goal is transition to mainstream classrooms where students continue their education with native English speaker. This program lasts 6 to 7 years from kinder to 6th or 7th grade. The most obvious difference in the two is their length. While no program is perfect, and some students may find certain elements of this program frustrating or poorly suited to their specific need. The third and the last is the English as a Second Language program model, ESL content-based instruction, also known as CBI, and this is an English acquisition program that serves students identified as emergent bilingual students through English instruction by a teacher appropriately certified in ESL, through English language arts and reading, mathematics, science, and social studies. In other words, it is an approach to teaching English that takes learning to a whole new level. Instead of just drilling vocabulary and grammar, CBI uses content subject to teach English in a way that's fun and effective. The last of these two is the ESL Pullout, an English acquisition program that serves students identified as emergent bilingual students through English instruction provided by an appropriately certified ESL teacher through language arts and reading. ESL Pullout is an instructional delivery approach in which ESL teachers gather students identified as English learners from another class at regularly scheduled times to provide ESL instruction in a different location. In this program, students may feel embarrassed to be taken out of the classroom while the rest of their peers stay. In this program can also disrupt their regular classroom routine for both students and teachers. Also in this program, it may limit the opportunity for students to interact with their peers in their regular classroom. So while there's a lot of good things, there's also some drawbacks to these programs. While research shows that both ESL programs and bilingual programs support children's English skills, I believe the most effective is the dual language immersion program. Why? Because students receive instruction in both their native language and English. This provides strong efforts for ELLs and native English-speaking students alike. It supports students becoming proficient in both their native language and English, enhancing cognitive flexibility and cultural awareness. By using both languages consistently, students are more likely to retain and fully develop their bilingual skills compared to programs focused solely on English immersion. Dual language programs require committed resources, trained bilingual teachers, and a long-term commitment from both school and families for optimal results.